There's something quietly genius about the way Brenda Leigh Johnson is styled in The Closer. It's not flashy or trendy or anything like that, but I, for one, think it's perfect. Every colour she wears is doing character work. Now, Brenda isn't your typical TV detective. She's sharp and controlled, except maybe when it comes to her sweet tooth. She's a little disarming and occasionally underestimated, and her wardrobe's doing the exact same thing. I'll show you. Brenda, she's not styled like a typical authority figure. So instead of the usual intimidating looks, she's softened and sweet looking, and that's exactly where the brilliance is. Brenda, who's played by Kyra Sedgwick, has low contrast colouring, meaning her overall appearance is softly blended. She's got fair skin, blonde hair, gentle features that don't sharply stand out from each other. This means that her high contrast or overly saturated colours would instantly overpower her. So instead of the harsh black suits, Brenda dresses in flowy, light pink skirts and dresses, soft cardigans in different colours, and she favours beige and light tan neutrals. These outfits and colour choices are the total opposite of what we'd expect to see in a chief detective. This is why I think the show and the styling is brilliant, because Brenda's entire interrogation style is built on underestimation. She disarms people and she comes across as polite. She's even slightly scattered at times. Her soft low contrast palette and her sweet Southern Belle style kind of draws the perpetrator into believing that she may not know what she's doing. She could be a total walkover. However, she does know exactly what she's doing. If she was to walk into the interrogation room wearing a black suit and a gun holster or a sharp blazer, she'd look very aggressive and even more obvious in her intention. That subtle psychological edge would be gone and the perpetrator's defenses would go up. Therefore, it would take her a lot longer to get a confession. But by dressing the way she does is who she is, and it only reinforces her strategy. She's someone who wins through subtlety. She doesn't bulldoze her way through the truth, she guides people there. And I love how her wardrobe and style plays a massive role into her strategy. The softness of her colours lowers people's guard, and the lack of contrast makes her feel non-threatening. She does lean into a classic, more conservative silhouette, so she's got tailored blazers, structured coats, simple blouses and knee-length skirts. It's nothing trendy or fashion forward, but what's interesting is that those structured pieces are always softened either by colour, softer, lighter colours, or textured fabrics. There's something else I have to talk about, and that is the rest of the cast's wardrobe, because this is where the attention to detail really shows. Throughout The Closer, you start to notice the team's outfits are often subtly coordinated with Brenda's palette. Now, as a colour analyst, I thought this was really cool. There were moments where I could genuinely predict what colour Brenda would be wearing before she even walked on the screen. I could judge by the tones in her co-workers' shirts and ties. The show's wardrobe team clearly understood how to use colour not just for the individuals but for an entire scene. It's as though they were creating a visual harmony around Brenda, so whenever she's not speaking, she still feels like the focal point. The colours echo her and support her, and they quietly draw your eye back to her. For me, this series was visually pleasing. As a colour lover, I couldn't help but appreciate how thoughtfully every shade was chosen to create harmony, even though the storyline is based on major crime, and major crime shows are usually quite dark and moody. I really enjoyed watching The Closer. Brenda Leigh Johnson is the epitome of feminine strength. She's soft-spoken, perceptive, she's quietly commanding without ever needing to be too loud. If you've seen the show, let me know in the comments. Did you notice her colourful outfits, or was that just me? And if you enjoyed this, you might like my take on Dana Scully from The X-Files. You might be surprised there too. As always, thank you so much for watching, or as Brenda would say, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.